What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of What's Tea with Kennedy. Hey, y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another freaking episode, y'all. I cannot believe we made it here, y'all. I definitely did not even expect me to be able to, make a podcast, but not only make it, but try to upkeep it. So the first episode had a lot of controversial comments, and I'm still getting comments on those videos to this day, honey. And it's a month later or something, but I'm super grateful for all the feedback that I received, whether it was positive or negative. And I just want to say, baby, this podcast is really about to be a force to be reckoned with. So y'all better make sure y'all stay tuned because the tea is about to be ringing, you know what I mean? But today is episode 2 of What's Tea with Kennedy. And on today's episode, I want to indulge a little bit more into confidence and self-love. I think that is a really, really, really big part of my life. And I think that that's something that I really try to push, with my platform and, me doing, my daily get ready with me's and me just even, showing stuff as simple as, what I brush my teeth with and stuff like that. I think it's just a really, really, really huge step into, normalizing self-love and confidence. So I want to dedicate today's episode to anybody who is feeling a little bit less confident, a little bit less themselves, a little bit less motivated. I want you to make sure you watch this full episode fully through and let me know if anything that I said changed your life or your day or your hour or your second in any way, shape, or form. Let's just get right into the podcast because y'all know I can sit here and rumble my mouth all night long, girl. So first, I just want to ask you guys, and I want everybody to try to really, 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 really think deeply about this answer. Don't give me just a basic answer. I want you to give me a really, really, really in-depth answer. But I want to know, what does confidence and self-love mean to you? And I know we are going to have different definitions, and I think that that's the whole point of me asking everyone this question. I want you to really, truly think deeply about what confidence and self-love means to you. So to me, I feel like confidence and let's just start with confidence. Confidence to me is the act of expressing and showing love for self. That's what confidence is to me. So a way that I show confidence, I feel like, is just daily applauding myself and daily complimenting myself. Granted, and I think a lot of people get this mixed up with social media, and y'all think because we're the pretty girls or the girls with followers or the girls with money, I think a lot of people try to negate us or try to not give us as many compliments or just as normally as they would someone who doesn't look as good as us, because especially men, I'm sure you guys have heard this, I'm sure you hear that enough. But if you're my man, why the fuck would you want me to hear I'm pretty, I'm beautiful, I'm enough from other niggas and other people and not you? How backwards is that? So just small little things like that. And I think that you guys get social media really truly mixed up with a real person. And that's why I try to put so much emphasis on showing y'all my real life and showing y'all my downs and showing y'all me crying and me being completely mad and me being completely sad, because I want y'all to know I'm just like y'all. I'm a regular girl. I grew up like y'all, bitch. We all bleed the same. Nobody, we're all different in our own creative and unique ways. But for the most part, we're all human beings. And I think that you guys try to put people who do social media or people who are just on social media or celebrities or rappers, I think y'all put them on such a pedestal, which I don't mind the pedestal, because I understand I have celebrities in my life that I also put on a pedestal, but not to a point where I don't see them as still being a human fucking being. And I think that's the real disconnect. But other than that, my definition of self-love, I feel like self-love to me is the act of pouring into self as if you would pour into anyone else that you love. So me personally, I'm a giver, especially since I started getting money, honey. I've always dreamt of it. The most recent thing that I did was I paid for my grandmother's birthday trip, and that's just something even buying her the ramen bags that she always spoke of, just giving back to the people that poured into me mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, that is probably the most fulfilling thing ever for me. I think a lot of times just even me going to get my nails done or me keeping up with myself or just anything of the sorts, I think social media tries to just try to make it seem negative or I'm cocky or I'm doing too much. And it's I would do this for anybody that I love. Like, if it's my man, if it's my mother, if it's my siblings, if it's my grandmother, like, I would want anybody to feel that special on their special day or on whatever the fuck day it may be. And I think that a lot of times it's not reciprocated with a lot of the people that I be trying to do that with. And I think that is probably my biggest downfall. And a lot of times, a lot of people, they keep pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring from their cup, and they're not even realizing, like, nothing is being poured or nobody is pouring back into your own cup, like your cup. Like, who's pouring into your cup? Like, you're pouring into that cup and that cup and this cup and your children's cup and your husband's cup and your mother's cup and your mother's cup and your family's cup and your friend's cup and your social media's cup and your YouTube cup and your TikTok cup and your podcast cup, and you're pouring into all these cups. But who the fuck is pouring into the cup that's pouring into all these cups? Excuse the rude ass phone over here. So I think when you truly figure out the root of how you like loving people and how you like or want to be loved, and you find a good balance, and I think that is another tricky thing with it, is finding a balance on how do I know, like, when to spoil my children or when to spoil myself, or how do I know when to pull back from others in my life and pour that energy or that money or that time into myself. And I think that truly like I said, we're all different, and you're gonna have to find the balance for you. Like, you're gonna just have to work through it. You're gonna have to pour more into yourself sometimes, and you will feel that. Like, sometimes when I'm too selfish, I feel bad. Like, when I tell my brothers and my sisters no for like $10 or $15, like, sometimes I'd be like, okay, like, I'm teaching them a lesson, and then sometimes I'd be like, are you just being a bitch right now? Like, just send them the money. Like, so you'll feel those times, and in that moment, like, don't do nothing that you truly feel bad about, but also, you know, like, learn when it's time to pour into self. When I realize that I'm not feeling the prettiest, when I realize I wake up and I don't feel the most confident, or I feel like I need to do my makeup or I need to do my hair to feel the most confident, bitch, I realize, okay, Kennedy, you need to do something today that's going to pour into yourself. Whether that be shopping, whether that be go feed your fucking face, whether that be go have you a couple shots or a couple glasses of wine, whether they be go get your nails done, whether they be do your hair, whether they be do your makeup. Like, I try to make sure that I have a lot of different outlets in order for me to keep pouring into myself, so that I'm continuously this amazing person, and I can keep pouring into the people that's around me as well. So that's what I think about self-love. I want to know what you guys think about self-love, so definitely make sure y'all drop in the comment section what y'all think about self-love and confidence, and what does it mean to you. Now, the first time that I personally noticed that I started showing confidence, you guys, was I would say around middle school. So in middle school, now the next episode, I want y'all to really stay tuned for the next episode. The next episode will be including Mama Dior. If you guys don't know who Mama Dior is, my mother, but I do want to have her on my this is my second podcast episode. I do want to have my mother on my third podcast episode, and I basically want it to be my coming out story from her point of view, but also from my point of view as well. And we'll basically talk a little bit, like, we'll dibble and dabble about my childhood, you know, and like just basically how we've gotten our relationship to how we are now, because I know there's a lot of children in the community, the LGBTQIA community. They don't have the best relationships with their parents, and they don't like their parents, and there's just a lot of things going on in the community, or just with the people in the community with their families. So I wouldn't mind just, you know, simply taking a couple of hours out of my day and sharing my story from my point of view and my mother's point of view, because I think that's a really important point of view, especially as a child, because I think a lot of times once we figure out, and I think a lot of times parents, they don't know how to accept this, but y'all have to realize when we're younger, we don't really know the difference between certain things, or we don't really know terminology, or we don't even know certain things at that point. You understand what I'm saying? So as we get older, of course we're changing. As we get older, of course we're exploring other things. So I think more so a lot of the times we're so mad at our parents. We're like, oh my God, why couldn't you just accept me? Like, why couldn't you just love me? And da-da-da. But if you really like, and that's how me personally, I was the same exact way, you guys. So I understand that feeling and that anger towards your parent. But if you sit back and you take your personal feelings out of the equation, I want you to think about, what has your parent thought about? How was your parent brought up? How was your parent raised and trained and taught for the past 30 plus years of their life, however long they've been alive. Does that make sense? A lot of people, and I know for even me, I was taught from a young age that being gay and trans and different and flamboyant and feminine and showing, you know, those kind of emotions, it wasn't the thing to do. That wasn't the right way to go. I was taught growing up, like, bitch, you go to hell. That's how you go to hell. I mean, but like, that's what I was taught growing up. So you have to realize a man who's super masculine, he only had his father in his life. He only had uncles, male cousins, and all this masculine energy in his life. Of course, he has such a negative outlook on trans and gays. Of course, he doesn't really understand because he was taught that for 20 years of his life, 30 years of his life, 40 years of his life, 60 years of this person's life. They were taught and raised a certain way. So that's why even me personally, and despite how hard it may take, how much it hurts me, I try to use my platform and make it more of a, like, me informing you instead of me like saying like just being so angry with you, because I understand like a lot of people, they just don't understand it. Some people who are in these small country ass towns, they've never seen a fucking trans person. They don't know what trans is. I didn't know what trans was until I moved to Georgia. It literally took me moving to Georgia, y'all. And it's so crazy. I'll tell y'all a fun fact. I used to think that Georgia was the gay state because it was peach. Like, it was, they called it the peach state. And then, you know, like, peaches are like very sweet. Baby, you cannot tell me Georgia didn't stand for the sweet state. Baby, that's where them hoes was sweet at. That's what I was under the impression. Like, we knew about gay people, but you're trans, you're non-binary. Like, you don't hear about that shit growing up in Southside, Inglewood, Chicago. You don't. Social media or not, baby, you don't hear about no shit like that. If you do, it's very rare. So for me, coming out to Atlanta was just opening my eyes to a different world on what I may be or what I may possibly feel more comfortable presenting myself as. And I think that that is a really, really, really big thing. My mother, she never really accepted me at first because for once, her whole life, she was taught that this is not right. Not only that, I don't want my first child, my first son, to be this. Why would I? Yeah, I got, you know, gay friends and shit. I don't want my child to be that. Not my child. That's my baby. That's my first baby. That's my first son. So when I took myself out of the equation and when I took what I wanted to be presented as, what I wanted to be loved as, what I wanted to be respected as, when I took that out of the equation, it was no longer like, well, bitch, it's just as simple as you respecting my fucking pronouns. It ain't that deep. But when you realize for 17 years, you were this person's son, this person has to mourn their son. This person is not just accepting your pronouns. This person is not just meeting you on social media and just gotta respect. They have to kill off this person that they once knew, that they raised. When you think of it like that, especially when it came to like my mother not wanting me to be feminine in the house, and that's where I really truly feel like I found my confidence, was my mother not accepting me and me doing everything in my power to just show her that I was worthy of being accepted. So that's when like my rebellious stage started. So in middle school, I would like go to the stores. I was still like crop tops and skinny jeans or just any kind of feminine. I would still makeup from Target and Walgreens. Like I would just steal anything feminine, and I would go to school and I would leave out the house one way. I would go to school, go in the bathroom. I would change into my skinny jeans and my crop top and put on my motherfucking lipstick and my motherfucking foundation powder. Gag on how I used to only wear foundation powder. Like, no. I bet I used to put on lotion, and when I got to school, I packed that fucking powder. When I tell you, I look so... Bitch, I looked a mess. I may try to insert a picture, but I ain't even gonna try to embarrass my motherfucking stuff like that. We not even gonna do all that. But that was just my lifestyle when when I went to school. Of course, the fucking children were not just so accepting of this fucking young black boy just wearing fucking crop tops and skinny ass jeans and, you know, like just being flamboyant and so feminine and so confident. So that's also what like I feel like my rebellious stage would have literally just been me being feminine until the children and the bullying and all of that other shit came into play. And it was like, oh my God, like, this is not just something that I can just do and just, you know, like, bitch, as long as I'm happy, like, bitch, it's just that. Like, I do have to consider what my classmates would think. I do have to consider how people will look at me. I do have to consider all of these things. So when people ask me about confidence, when people ask me about how do you deal with the hate comments, it's like, bitch, I've been hearing that since middle school. My father was like always like, you know, trying to get me to be in the dirt and go ride the bikes and go be, bitch, I'm sitting next to my mama like, she did what? Girl, I heard motherfucking, I heard Auntie TT got the box, and then Uncle what's the name wife got to knock her ass out. Baby, I'm sitting my messed ass like, ooh, so that was me as a child. So, you know, like I always just felt different. I'm going to go more into depth about this when we have Mama Dior on the next podcast episode. But what I want to talk about is basically on Christmas. So I want to say I was about 14, maybe like 14, 15 I was. And it was Christmas. So my mom ended up buying me a Samsung Galaxy. I want to say it was the S3. I don't remember it, but it was white. I remember that. It was a white phone. My mama had got me the phone. It's the only thing I got for Christmas. You know, she got my siblings more stuff, of course. But me being the oldest girl, that's all I wanted was my motherfucking phone. So you got me a phone for Christmas, baby. We was cool beans. I don't give a fuck about them clothes and them socks and shoes and shit you get by, baby. Give me a phone and we good to go. So I got a phone for Christmas. I might have texted my dad on Facebook and sent him my phone number, or maybe my mama gave it to him. Somehow my dad had my phone number, and he calls me on Christmas, right? It's Christmas Day. He calls me on Christmas. So when he calls me, I'm getting ready to go out. I used to have a friend. Her name was TT. Her name was TT. So I was going to go to the movie theater with TT and like her mom or whatever on Christmas Day. So I went back home. I got like one of my outfits out of the box or whatever. And it's so crazy because, friend, I could literally, I'm not going to cry right now, but I feel like I'm going to get like very teary eyed. But I could literally close my eyes and picture every single thing that day. I had on a plaid overshirt just like this. Like I had on a shirt up under like this, and I had on a plaid or kind of like it wasn't corduroy. It was a plaid overshirt. It was like red, grayish, like it was like a Christmassy kind of like plaid overshirt. I had on some skinny jeans, and I had walked in the bathroom to like brush my teeth or comb my hair or something like that right before I was about to leave out. So I look at the phone and I see it's a Chicago number. So I'm like, oh, this must be my daddy, right? So I pick up the phone. I'm like, hello. And the first thing that my father says to me is, oh, so you a faggot now? And when I tell you, my heart went past my stomach, past my asshole, down to the depths of fucking hell. Imagine a little 14-year-old bitch. You're so elated to finally hear from your father for the only 2-3 times you hear from him a year. And that's the first thing that he has to say to me. So I hung up the phone and I went in my room and started boo-hoo crying, bitch. Like, I boo-hoo cried. So I texted my grandma. I told my grandma what happened. And then my grandma called my mother, cussing my mother out. Because my grandma called my mama. And that's why I love my grandma. And that's why I'm going to start crying. I'm not gonna cry. That's why I love my grandma. Because my grandma has truly, like, always just loved me so unconditionally. And, like, I don't know how else to repay her. Like, I don't know how else to be grateful. And just, like, how else to just show her that, like, I just want to give her the fucking world. I really just want to give my grandma the world. You're not gonna cry, Kennedy. Stop. Oh my God. Okay, so anyways, like my grandma has just always loved me unconditionally. So I texted my grandma like what happened, and she literally called my mom, and she called my mom, and she was like cursing her out. She was like, "Why the fuck would you let that fucking deadbeat say those things to my baby? And like you need to go check on Kennedy. Like you shouldn't have fucking like." So she's mad at my mom, and mind you, my mom has no idea that my father just said these things to me. So my mom ended up calling my dad. She cursed him out. My grandma cursed him out. I don't know if I went to the movies or not. It's a good question because I remember everything else, which I remember that conversation, every vivid piece of that motherfucking conversation. But I don't remember if I went to the movies or not. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure my mom probably like convinced me to still go. But besides that, like after that moment, mind you, I was already kind of like in my rebellious stage, and I heard from one of the people that brought me into this world that basically he didn't give a fuck about who I was, what I wanted to be respected as, he didn't give a fuck about any of that. And to me, that was the icing on the cake for my confidence. And I think that took my mind from a level of working towards like getting people to accept me or getting people to like what I wear or just like being so rebellious, and it really made me sit back, and it was like nobody in this world gives a fuck about you but your fucking self. If your own mother and father could say and do and act these things in ways towards you, what the fuck do you think a complete stranger is gonna do? I'm 14 learning these lessons. These are lessons that grown ass 21, 22, 30-year-olds learn. I was 14 when my father called me out my name, and I realized when no bitch in this world gonna respect me unless I demanded it. So when y'all say these things or y'all think these ways, I'm like, you don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know who I've had to deal with, what kind of behaviors, what kind of mouth, what kind of anything that I've had to deal with. And I think that's why I'm so adamant on every fucking day I get up and I pour that love into myself, just so I can make sure that, bitch, I'm pouring that love into others. Because I truly feel like that is one of the reasons God put me on this earth. Like, to be a bad bitch, of course. I mean, like, I don't think it would be like... You know what I'm saying? But like, I truly think that it's also to like inspire and influence and promote, you know, just like pouring into self and self-love and that confidence. And that's why I think it was so imperative on me to do this episode, because a lot of times I think y'all see the bigger picture. You see Barbie Palace, where you see all the trips and the money and the clothes and the wigs and the shoes and the nails and the makeup, and you see the veneers and you see all of this shit that you feel like costs all this money, and you put that on a pedestal. But what you don't realize is how many times this bitch was broken down before she was finally fucking raised up, before she was finally fucking praised. How many times she had to feel like the ugliest bitch in the fucking room before she finally decided to change her fucking mindset. And you know what? I'm not the ugliest. I'm not the prettiest. But bitch, I'm damn sure not the ugliest. This body ain't the motherfucking best, but it damn sure ain't the ugliest. This body could be better, but it damn sure ain't the widest. And even if you have to say things like that, I think it's okay to say things like that to yourself. Now, bitch, if you out here being in the world, and one thing that I learned not learned on my trip, but when I just went to Puerto Rico, y'all, I just went to Puerto Rico with a group of 7 of my friends. Well, not 7 of my friends, 7 of Christopher's friends. It was 7 of us in total. And it was a guy named PJ, and we went to Old San Juan, and we were basically sitting in this like cafe. And we got to talk about some deeper questions, and I basically asked him what cocky meant to him. Like, what does cocky mean to you? Because I was like, I hear like people call me that a lot, but like, what do they mean by that? Like, what the fuck do they mean by cocky? Because if you knew what I've been through, like, I don't really think like you would like call me cocky, right? And he told me, and I had never thought of cocky in this way. You know, cocky just be like a bitch that's like full of herself, or a bitch that like thinks she's, you know, too good for certain shit. But he said his definition of cocky was a person who has to speak down on someone else in order to big up themselves. And when I tell you, when he said that, I immediately was like, oh, bitch asshole, I ain't cocky. Oh. I said, oh, bitch, I'm going to big up myself. And I'm going to talk motherfucking down on a bitch. But never in the same sentence. I never have to down another bitch for me to feel better about a fuck thing I have going on. I never even expected to get this fucking far. I don't got to talk down on this bitch. Now, granted, a bitch try me, y'all know I'm going to talk about the hoe. If I feel like being a little shady, y'all know I'm going to stay me a little shade, bitch. I'm not saying that I'm exempt from every fucking little piece of cockiness or whatever you may feel like. And mind you, cocky means something different to all of us. But I'm not exempt from any of that. So I'm not sitting here acting like I am. But one thing that I feel like I truly have never done was try to up myself or down others and have to up myself in the same sentence. Bitch, I know I'm T. I know I'm T, bitch. I don't got to motherfucking say you a ugly bitch to say I'm T. We know the T. No shades. Now, the next thing that I feel like I had a really big issue with in school was basically just wanting to be accepted. And I think that a lot of times we have a lot of people have a lot of issues with that. And I think that that is the biggest thing that hinders a lot of people from finding that inner confidence and that self-love. So, what I really feel like you should ask yourself to figure out the answer to this question is, why do you feel the need to feel accepted from the world? Is it because you want more people to like you? Is it because you want, like, you never felt that as a child? Like, what does that stem from? And I think that that will honestly help you decipher how to better your life and change your life. So that's not something that's hindering you from, moving forward. So I think that a lot of times when I was younger, like I said, I never got the support from my mom and my dad and my family. Like, only person in my family that I really got that support from was my older guy cousin, and my grandma. So I think that my thing is I went into school looking for something that I should have been getting at fucking home. I went into this world as a 15-year-old confused child looking for something that I should have been receiving at home. Had I received that at home, I might have been able to decipher what was better for me, what was bad for me, what would have worked for me, and what would have bettered my life. But I never knew the difference between, especially growing up in Chicago with my father. So my father, he's been in two really serious relationships. Well, bitch, from what I recall, he's been in 2 serious relationships. My mother, which was his high school sweetheart, and they had me. And then he has a baby mother after me that he has 3 children with. So, they're very serious, of course. But even me seeing their relationship, it was like they were always fighting. They were always arguing. They would literally fight, tussle and fight. And so me growing up, I'm thinking as long as you love them, that's all that matters. You may have to endure getting your ass knocked out. You may have to endure seeing them get belligerently drunk and put their hands on you and yell at you and your children and make y'all feel super uncomfortable. I thought that was the norm. So me going into my first relationship, and I talked about my first relationship on the first podcast, so definitely make sure y'all go back and watch that. But even me going into that, of course, I felt more comfortable just fighting with my man, because not only did we make that a leeway with our play fighting, that's all I saw growing up. So I'm thinking, this is the normal, bitch. We get mad and we put our hands on each other. No, you get mad and you talk things out. You get mad and you figure out a resolution, because fighting and being angry and yelling and cussing and degrading, that literally gets nobody nowhere. Honestly, if I'm gonna keep it a buck. So I think that that's a really big thing too. Just figure out, why do you feel the need to feel that from someone else? So once I figured out, okay, I wanted this for men, and I went out here looking for the wrong things, and I did all of this stupid shit simply because I just wanted to feel love, simply because I just wanted to feel accepted. So once, okay, that was my issue with that. Now, how can I feel love? How can I feel accepted? I give that to myself. I'm not looking to social media for that. I'm not looking for my mama, my daddy, my grandma. I'm not looking to anybody else from that. the love and the unaffectionate love and the unaffectionate attention and everything that my grandmother and my male cousin gave me, how can I give that to myself? How can I make myself feel as confident as my grandmother makes me feel when I'm around her, and as comfortable as I feel? How can I give that to myself? And I think once I figured that out, and once I got the answer to that, that's when I truly didn't give a fuck about what anybody, and it's deeper. I don't even like saying that, because it's deeper than not giving a fuck what anyone says, because like, you know, deep down, we all care about, you know, whether it's our loved ones or our partner or our followers, like whatever we may think that is, we all care about what people say. But what really matters is how you allow what other people think to affect you. Once again, in the beginning of this podcast, I told y'all the way that people were raised for 20, 30 years, we can't blame them for that. So once you realize, okay, this person was taught this for 30 years, this person thought this for 30 years, this person acted like this for 30 years, this person saw people act like this for 30 plus years, you really be like, you know what, I'm not mad at that. You were born ignorant, raised ignorant, you still ignorant. I can't be mad at that. I'm mad at that ignorant bitch that taught you that, but I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at you that your parent never exposed you or taught you about the different things and different ways and the different lives of life. Like, and I think that a lot of times that's why I get so angry with people giving me their opinions and their suggestions and shit. Cause it's like, the way that your parent raised you for the past 20 years, that's why you just gave me the answer that you gave me. But if you had my parents for the past 23 years, 22 years, you would have a different answer. And I want everybody to just accept and know that we're all different. We are not going to think the same. We are not going to act the same. We breathe the same and we bleed the same. But I feel like that's, bitch, we don't even breathe the same. We bleed the same. But that's about it. We're all mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually different. And that's why, girl, God would have made us all one big ass fucking ball if he wanted us to all be the motherfucking same. But we're not that. We're our unique selves. We're our unique sizes. We're our unique shapes. We're our unique colors, honey. Get into the melanin. Get into the melanin. But I think that if you just put more emphasis on truly, and I think that a lot of times I always say this, like, because people was like, well, how do you learn confidence? I'm like, bitch, be delusional. When I had my chipped teeth and I didn't feel the best about my teeth and my body and my face, and delusional. And it really, I'm going to keep it a buck, it started with my friends. My friends, you know, like back in 2015, the look then was the look then. But bitch, you look at yourself now, you be like, ugh, bitch, I was ugly 7 years ago. Like, why would I even do that, girl? But back then, bitch, that was the tea. And my friends, the friend group that I had around me, they were so supportive and so loving. Whether my motherfucking wig was cocked all the way back, they're like, oh, bitch, your teeth, that wig is eating. So even though I'm like, you know what? Maybe my wig is eating. You know, maybe I am a little teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it took that, and I'm like, okay, so now I'm waking up every day. You go ahead, bitch, you don't have the prettiest, whitest, straightest teeth in the world. But bitch, I love your smile. Like, bitch, you're still like, so it took me, sometimes it does take being delusional. And I think that a lot of times, a lot of people be delusional about men, or they just be delusional about stuff that's not going to benefit you. As long as I'm being delusional about me, I can't do no wrong by me. And that's another thing that I really, really, really want to talk about. The confidence comes in trusting yourself. A lot of times we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our judgments. We don't trust our first thoughts. We don't trust our gut feelings. We don't trust ourselves. And I think that is the first thing, well, not first, one of the first things that you should work on is believing in yourself, is trusting yourself. I could close my eyes and be half asleep right now. I could talk this whole motherfucking podcast through, bitch. Because I trust myself. Now, I'm a little tipsy right now, so I don't trust myself off that lick. forever calm. Whenever I'm sober, I just truly do. It's a different feeling when you trust yourself. I can close my eyes and I could say fucking gibberish, but I know that I would never do something or say something to make myself feel uncomfortable. I know that I would never do something or say something to put myself in a bad predicament or do myself any wrong. And even if I do, I'm not even looking at it like that. I'm looking at it as a life lesson. It's like, oh my God, my dumb, stupid, oh wow. And I used to be like that. It's just so harsh on myself. And you just be like, you know what? You're 22 years old. You were a little wine tipsy and you said what the fuck you said. It wasn't the best way to say it. It wasn't the most respectful thing to say, but that is the reality of it. So I'm learning to take things more as a life lesson and use that as a reason and a way for me to do better in my life. And I think that has truly, who the fuck is on my device, Lord? Please. Fuck me. Now, the next thing that I want to touch bases on, and I want you guys to truly think really deeply when I ask you this question, okay? Think super deeply. I don't even want you to answer immediately. I'm going to give you a couple seconds of silence so you can really think deeply about this question, okay? When you are gone, when you leave from this world, when you are no longer with us, God forbid, let's knock on wood, make Jesus and God rest your soul. When you are gone from this world, what do you want to be remembered by? When you're gone, when you leave this earth, when you go to whatever you believe in is after this earth, what do you want to be remembered by? Now, if you answered that question, what I sadly have to say to you, and it's okay because it was a trick question, friend. I even answered it the first time I asked myself. I answered it too. But if you answered that question, then deep, deep, deep down, somewhere inside your heart, your mind, your soul, your body, you still kind of care about what people think. You still kind of care about what people think. Remember, I had the same. I answered it too. The first time I answered it too. The first time I asked myself, friend, and I'm like, I had to sit back and think. Maybe I do still give a fuck about what these people think about me. Instead of putting so much emphasis on what people think about you when you leave, about what people think about you when you're here, about how you're portrayed, about how people feel about you, put that emphasis into showing confidence, giving yourself self-love, but also put that energy into just being a better person. When I leave this earth, I will be so comforted just knowing I was a good bitch. I ain't do nobody shiesty. I ain't scam no motherfucking body. I ain't take nobody motherfucking life yet. I don't care how long it take to get an eye back. I'm a niggas outside steak. Bitch, we out back. But when I leave this earth, I will be so much more comfortable just knowing that I didn't get out of character. I didn't have to stoop down to that low ass level. I didn't have to do the things that this person did to feel loved, to feel recognized. I'm comfortable enough with knowing I know my true intentions. These bitches can screen record and chop up and clip it up and however the fuck you want to chop it up. I know my true intentions. I know how I truly feel. I know what I truly want. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. The second, the moment, as long as you don't feel guilty about shit you doing, mind you, I just told you, I believe in myself. I trust myself. I don't feel guilty about shit. If it's the first thing that comes to my mind, well, bitch, that's what. My mind ain't that wrong, bitch. I trust myself. I wouldn't have put that shit in my brain if it was just so off the fucking wall. It couldn't have been that off the wall if it came to my brain. I ain't off this motherfucking bitch. But I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with myself. A lot of times, that's what a lot of people are missing. You believe in yourself, bitch. Trust your gut. Go with your first instinct. Like, you are right and you are enough. Like, you don't need nobody else's opinion. If you have to, and I had this really bad. I have this so bad. I used to always call my sisters whenever I wanted to make a decision on whether I should buy something or not. I even still do this with live. But first of all, they be pissing me off, and them bitches don't be agreeing with me, so they be pissing me fucking off. But even other times when they do agree with me, or even when they don't, that's why I put so much emphasis on, and that's why I show them on live. Okay, 100 people just told me to get the white shirt or wear the white shirt, but bitch, the white shirt clashed too much. I feel comfortable in the black with my colorway cardigan from BarbiePalace.com, and I want to show y'all. Bitch, it could be a million bitches going with the complete opposite of what Kennedy thought or what Kennedy wanted. And I believe in myself. I believe in I know nobody knows you like you, bitch. They could watch me 24 fucking 7. They bitches don't know me like I know me. The fuck somebody gonna sit here and tell you what feel better to you than you? They can't. You know yourself. Believe in yourself. Bitch, you have everything that it takes. You have everything that you ever fucking needed. If you ever had the balls, if you ever were bold enough to ever ask me, how do you get confidence? How do you love yourself? How do you find this? That's all you need is the will. The will to wake up and put back into self. The way that you comment on my TikToks and you give me self-love and them heart eyes, give that to yourself. The shit that y'all want from these niggas, those flowers, and you want to get spoiled, give that to yourself. And that will also stop you from fucking with these mediocre ass men. If you buy yourself, bitch, roses, $10 a dozen. You go to Walmart, Kroger, Publix every week, and you spend $9.97 on a dozen of roses, I promise you, that's going to be the least you expect from a nigga. A rose? Bitch ass nigga, I keep fresh them on my fucking dining room table every week. You thought you ate with that? That's the least you should do, nigga. The least that nigga could do was open the fucking door. Woo! He opened the door. You the catch, right? You the princess, right? That is the least these niggas could do. And that was another thing I had to realize and remind you. I said I never got this love from my dad and my mom. So I went out into the world looking for relationships and looking for men for that attention. And that's why I did porn. And that's why I was so fucking fast at such a young age, because I wanted that male attention. And not only the male, I wanted attention. I wanted attention. I was always, looked over and talked about and laughed at. But when I got into the gay scene in the gay world, and I realized, oh my God, I can lie about my age. Oh my God, I can be whoever the fuck I want to be. And these niggas love that. They don't love my pretty face. They don't love my attitude. They don't love my mindset. Bitch, of course they only love what the fuck I'm here to offer them. But I went out looking for that, and it was the complete wrong fucking thing. Now, bitch, I ain't stunning. Oh, he bought me flowers? Oh, okay. Well, did he get them sent to you, or did he bring them himself? Oh. Was it a floral arrangement, or was it bought like that from the store? Because I buy my own flowers like that from the store. So can you maybe go to a fucking florist next time, nigga? It just heightens your standards a little bit more. And I'm not saying there's nothing fucking wrong with heightening your standards. We are all worthy of way more than what the fuck we currently have. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if you got the top of it. If you feel like you got the top of the top, you worthy of more. You are. Pussy bitch. You don't ever doubt it. Okay? But I think that just me having that mindset, or just me spoiling myself, me taking myself on these shopping sprees, it's like, that's the least that I expect from these guys. And even when I do get it from them, it's not something that's just making me fall so head over heels. It's like, okay, I appreciate that you can do that and take that weight off my shoulders. Well, what else? How else are you beneficial to me in my life? How can you help me pour into my self-love this week? Alrighty, now it's time to get into some wild thoughts. Wild thoughts. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Wild thoughts. Hey, when I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Wild thoughts. I need somebody to make me a wild thought song. Or should I just probably get in the studio with a little auto-tune? I might be on to something, girl. No shade, but y'all, on today's episode of Wild Thoughts, I want to do something a little different. So, of course, at the end of Wild Thoughts today, I'll give you guys my wild thoughts on what the freak has been going on in social media as of late. But for the moment, I got a little story time to tell the girls. Y'all ready for this? I know this guy. His name is Mr. Sassy. Now, if you guys follow me on TikTok, then y'all already know who Mr. Sassy is. The apartment that I currently live in is in Mr. Sassy's name. So, one night, me and Mr. Sassy are texting throughout the day, and we come to the conclusion that he's going to come over when he leaves his little sister's graduation party. Fast forward, I'm at home on the phone with my sister Jalen and Moran, and I ordered me some tacos, right? Ordered tacos, and I was on the phone with Jalen and Moran. About an hour or so later, Mr. Sassy pulls up to the house. About an hour or so later, after I order my tacos. We're sitting there, we're conversing, we're talking, we're bubblesing, as we usually do. There's nothing really deeply into it. My purse was sitting on the couch. I moved my purse from the couch and I put it on my vanity stool. If you guys follow me on TikTok, as y'all should, at the Kennedy Dior, Miss Kennedy Dior, and Kennedy is Live. Those are all my TikTok accounts. But if you guys follow me, then y'all know that my vanity is right next to my couch. So I took the purse off the couch and I set it on top of my vanity chair. I get a notification that my tacos are downstairs. So I asked Alex to say, hey, Alex, you want to come downstairs with me? So I get Alex and I asked Mr. Sassy, I said, hey, you going to come downstairs with me or you going to stay up here? He said, I'm going to stay upstairs. I said, okay, cool. I grab my keys and I tell Alex to come on and I go downstairs to go get my tacos. As soon as I walk out the door, as soon as I walk out my front door, something in my gut, in my mind, and this also goes back to me telling y'all I trust myself. Something in my gut tells me, turn your camera on, turn your camera on, turn your camera on, turn your camera on. As of recently, I got smart plugs and cameras installed in my house. The smart plug controls the light in my bedroom and the light in my living room, and the camera sees over the entire kitchen and living room, right? So when I walk out the door, something tells me, turn your camera on, Kennedy. You're not going to see nothing, but just spy on the nigga. Just see what he's doing, right? So I turn the camera on as I'm calling the elevator to go downstairs to get my tacos. I turn the camera on. So as I'm seeing this, I'm on the elevator. So, bitch, I can't rush back upstairs. I can't be this big, angry, mad bitch. I can't do nothing. I'm stuck on the elevator. I'm getting my tacos from my Uber driver. So I get my tacos and I run back up. I took the stairs back upstairs. I didn't even wait on the elevator. I took the stairs back upstairs. And I get in the house, and at this point, he's no longer. So at first, he was sitting on, and y'all will see in the video, he was sitting at the counter at the island, at my island in my kitchen. He was sitting at the counter. When I got back in the house, he was sitting on my couch. So I walk back in. He's sitting in the middle of the couch. I'm sitting on the edge of the couch. And if you guys are listening to the audio, basically what you see on this video is he goes in my purse that is sitting on my vanity seat. He reaches in my purse. He takes my wallet out my purse. And if you ask him, he's going to tell you that he took a picture of my ID. He took my card out of my wallet. He not only took one picture of it here, he set it on the counter so he can have a blank fucking background, and took 2 pictures of my card. So when I walk back in the house, I sat on the edge of the couch and I'm just on my phone. I don't know what to say or what to do to this nigga. I can't kill him. He's in my fucking home. When I get back in the house, I'm like, what are you gonna do? You can't hurt him, at least not in your house, because bitch, this is where you reside. What if you like blow up on him and then bitch he blows back up on you, or like I don't know. So I'm sitting here and my mind is racing as I'm sitting on the edge of the couch and he's in the middle of the couch. He says something to me, and just even thinking back on shit like this, it really lets me know that these niggas are ruthless, friend. These niggas will say anything to save their fucking ass. Guess what? Me sitting on this couch, I sat on the edge of the couch by myself. I didn't bother him. I didn't say nothing to him. I didn't look at him weird. I ain't roll my eyes at him. I ain't shoot that bitch ass nigga like the fuck I should. I didn't do none of that. You know what I did? I sat on my phone. Guess what he had the audacity to say to me? Fuck you sitting over there like you got a motherfucking attitude, huh? Fuck you sitting over there like somebody did something to you, fuck. You big long neck ass nigga. What the fuck you think I just seen you doing on my fucking camera? You don't think I seen that? You don't think I see? So you trying to play reverse psychology? You trying to make it seem like I'm the issue, I'm the problem, when you just took a picture of my fucking cards. Let me tell you what the icing on the cake was. Mr. Sassy just got a new apartment and a new car. When Mr. Sassy was at my house, Mr. Sassy said, "Oh my God. And another thing, I didn't even know you could use food stamps on Instacart." Kennedy's brand new Chime debit card was just declined a day or 2 before that for Instacart. You tried to order groceries with my card, you big broke ass nigga. When I tell you, I cried so hard that night. When I tell you, I cried and boo-hooed all night long, that is exactly what I mean, and I'm not exaggerating. Okay, so this is what happened. So I was basically sitting on the edge of the couch. He was in the middle of the couch. We weren't really clicking, friend. So, you know, like we usually hunch and then he usually goes home. So at this moment, I was like, you know what? Maybe tonight's just not the night. Like, I'm not really in the mood. Like, I don't really know what's going on, but like, I'm just not feeling it right now. So he like, man, you had me come all the way up here. So he, once again, trying to just make me feel bad. And that's another thing. If a nigga is trying to always go out of his way to make you feel bad or make you feel away or make you jealous, leave that fucking nigga. Leave that man. Leave that boy. Leave him, pussy bitch. Leave that man alone, bitch. That is a red flag. Do you understand me? That is a red flag. And long story short, I ended up confronting him through text, and he ended up pulling back up. So he called me on the phone. He was basically saying, oh, I took a picture of your ID. That wasn't what I was trying to do. Those weren't my intentions. I can't believe that you're trying to blame all this other stuff on me just because of this one thing. Da-da-da. So he basically pulled back up to show me his phone and show me that, like, you know, he deleted the picture of my card or my ID or whatever the case may have been. But I took his phone, I fucking threw it. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this. Like, I don't know what point you're trying to prove, but like, I'm disgusted with you. Like, I will never in my life trust you again. Like, I will never in my life believe anything that comes out of your mouth. So for me, that's how I felt after that. And I'm basically telling you guys this to really show y'all. And it's super sad. And now y'all know, y'all probably don't know, but I was crying about this like a couple of months ago. But it is honestly very saddening and disheartening to just not be able to trust anyone. Trans, gay, straight, cisgender, social media, real life, man, woman, dog, cat, fish, blue, orange, and fucking purple, bitch. You cannot trust anybody. And I think that is more fucking scary to me than anything in the world, because I'm so outgoing. I'm so loving. I'm so free. I'm so, you know, like I want to just give those vibes, but bitches give you every reason not to. Niggas give you every reason not to. Every reason to pour into self instead of pouring into these niggas. They give you every reason to just do other shit than, like, if y'all really thought about it, because even me, I'm not even sitting here knocking it. I used to think that niggas were the end all be all. Like, I used to think that, you know, the male attention or like the male love was like all you needed to feel cunt and feel tea. And it's like, girl, I got that male love and it, bitch, it still wasn't suffice enough because I wasn't giving myself that affection and that attention and that love. Like, bitch, it wasn't really that tea. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So I think that if we pull back from wanting so much from other people, I think that would just lower our expectations and expect more from yourself than others. And that's another thing. I had to realize I expect me from a lot of people. These bitches are not me. They didn't have Bianca Marie as their motherfucking mama for 18, 20, for their whole life. They weren't born in Southside Chicago, Southside Inglewood. They don't know that. So I can't expect them to think like me, act like me, talk like me, move like me, walk like me. I can't expect that. And I think that has probably been the most like rewarding thing of just, you know, not trusting people. It's just learning that we're all different and that we're all not meant to be together and combine and do content and make money together. Like, that's just not how we're meant to be. That's just not how God made it to be. I don't know if y'all are familiar or not, but y'all know I am a pink lover, honey. I love everything pink. If it's pink, send it to me. P.O. box down in the description box. I want it. I love it. It's tea as long as it's pink. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Olipop, but my first time hearing of Olipop was probably actually my first time hearing of Olipop was on one of Aaliyah's Face and Dior's vlogs. They basically were talking about how this pop was like super like healthy or some shit like that, I think you could say. But y'all know I love Barbie, I love pink, and I like pop. sometimes. I'm not like the hugest pop fan. Like, I can't sit here and just say like, oh my god, I love pop. I want to be pop, 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 pop. I thought it would just be a really cool idea for me to try this on today's Wild Thoughts segment. So I'm about to open up for the first time the Olipop Barbie Peaches and Cream Soda. And we are going to try it with you guys, okay? So this says store refrigerated. I've had it in the refrigerator for the past couple hours. It has been sitting out for a couple hours because I've been in the office for a few hours now. So it has been sitting out for a couple hours. But on the bottle, it says a sippable homage to the Peaches and Cream Barbie doll. Our soda captures her timeless, vibrant, and sweet, but not too sweet, spirit with an unforgettable fusion of real peach juice, deep, full-bodied vanilla, and a white peach gummy flavor. So go ahead, crack it open and celebrate the magic and joy of the iconic doll that has brought countless hearts over the years. Oh yeah, make sure your sweet tooth is very happy too. And it is associated with Barbie and Mattel. So it's vegan, it's paleo, it's gluten-free, and once again, it's the new kind of soda by Olipop. It's called the Barbie Peaches and Cream. Trying it live right now. Ooh, it smells good. It smells like peach soda. Ooh, it smells good. Okay. Oh, it smells really good. Okay, let's get our straw. We're not going to try to mess up our lipstick too much. Let's get our straw. Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm not mad at it, you guys. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Somebody earlier said they would have liked this to be a little bit more peachier. Definitely understand what you're saying. You taste that peach. To me, the peach is more of an aftertaste. The first thing that you taste is that creamy taste. Like, it tastes more so like cream soda than peachy cream soda. Peach cream soda. But I mean, it's not bad for it to be gluten-free, vegan, you know, all of these fucking healthy things. It's only 50 calories. I don't really count fucking calories. I don't really give a fuck about that. It's not the worst. Like, will I purchase it again? Yes. So I can have it on display. Will I drink it again? No. It's not that good. Alrighty. So the last thing that I want to talk about on this week's Wow Thoughts, honey, is going to be E-Kane. Okay? Now, I love E-Kane. I think she's super entertaining. I think she's super funny. I think she's super unique. And I think that she's super herself. And that's what I love about society nowadays. Not society. That's what I love about social media nowadays. Is that a lot of people are welcoming people that are themselves, and they're welcoming authenticity, and they're welcoming, because I had such an issue with, you know, faking my attitude or faking my voice or faking how I acted to get followers. And now I could just truly just be myself and get followers and attention and love. And I think that that is just probably one of the most fulfilling things about my career or my life at the moment. But besides that, I do not know what's going on with her as of at the moment. So I'm currently on my TikTok live. I'm going to tell them to tell me what's the most recent tea with E-Kane, and that's all I'm going to go based off. I have not seen any recent videos of E-Kane. I do not know any of the recent tea with E-Kane and her baby daddy. I do not know anything about, I do not know nothing. I am going fully based off of the comments. To sum it up, E-Kane went where Chris was to end her life, and Chris held the kids hostage. She was crashing out. This is what they're telling me on live in the comments, you guys. I'm currently on TikTok live. This is what they're telling me in the comments. I'm not doing an interview about E. Kane. I am filming a podcast. And a segment on my podcast is called Wild Thoughts. And basically, it's my wild thoughts of the week, my wild thoughts of the day, my wild thoughts of anything. My first wild thought was giving y'all my story time about what happened with me and Mr. Sassy, which is me and one of my niggas. My second wild thought was me trying the new Barbie X Olipop pop. My third wild thought, I thought it would just be convenient because a lot of people have been asking me what I think about the E. Kane situation. I thought that it would be very convenient for me to talk about it. I love E. Kane. I support E. Kane. I have no bad blood, no issues, no beef with E. Kane. There's no bad blood. I'm sorry nobody gives a fuck about y'all opinion, but thousands of people give a fuck about Kennedy's opinion. And as long as they do, I will always give it. Okay? But nonetheless, based off of all the comments that I've currently read, what I have to say about this situation. We're going to first start talking about Chris keeping the kids. I think that having her children, I think E. Kane having her children definitely plays a really big part in why she's so mentally stable as she is. I don't know if y'all have ever heard people say this, but a lot of times people need things to live for. I personally think E. Kane would have been crashed out way deeper than what y'all think she already has a long time ago had she not had her kids. Had she endured all of this without those children, E. Kane would have an absolutely different aspect on that man. E. Kane would have an absolutely different aspect on her life. Okay? That's first. Also, I'm going to play the devil's advocate just a little bit. I don't stand by anything no nigga do. Y'all know I'm for the bitch even if she dead wrong. I'm for any bitch. I don't stand by shit no nigga do. I don't trust them. I don't believe in them, bitch. However, for years, women has been holding their children from their child's father. Now, the one time y'all see this man not letting his very hurt ass baby's mother see her children, it's end all fucking be all. Don't kill the messenger. I'm just saying, did your mama not do the same thing? Even if she didn't, do you not know somebody that did the same thing? Try to use you as a pawn and be shiesty towards that man? You ain't never seen that happen? Now, the one time that the black man does it, and it's an issue, that's all I'm pointing out. Now, I do not condone any man putting their hands on any woman. Okay? One thing that I think a lot of people get misconstrued is how E. Kane portrays this strong woman online. And once again, I have to tell you guys, we breathe, not even breathe, we all bleed the same. We all bleed the same. Y'all think E. Kane is just this very coined bitch with thousands of followers and thousands of views. But y'all not realizing she's a baby mother just like yourself. Just like your mother. She's a single black mother trying to live and make it through just like a lot of people that you know. Just because she makes TikToks and does her hair and gets glammed up, that does not change a fucking thing. She bleeds just like you. So I think if y'all bring EK, and also this is the last thing that I'm gonna really say about this situation, because I don't want nobody thinking that bitch I'm sitting here making a podcast about EK and I love you, girl, but it's no tea, no shade, it ain't nothing like that. it's been years. Kane has not only been dealing with this man putting his hands on her, disrespecting her, and embarrassing her. But at what point are y'all going to realize that Kane is a grown-ass woman and she is going to do what the fuck she wants to do? I feel so bad for her. No woman deserves to get hands put on them by a grown-ass fucking man. No woman deserves half of the things that Kane went through. But until Kane sits the fuck down and she realizes that, she is going to continuously going back to that. She was going to continuously do that. There is nothing I, Trini ass, can say. There is nothing you can say that will convince Kane or change Kane. Y'all, she get thousands of comments per day. Thousands of DMs per day. This girl gets on live. She boo-hoo cries to y'all, showing her pain, her hurt, her anger, her buildup of her childhood agony. She shows y'all everything. But Kane does what she needs to do to get herself out of that situation. And there is nothing I or you can do to get a grown-ass woman out of a grown-ass situation. And that is all I have to say about that. Kane, I love you. Bitch, if you ever need an ear or a friend, bitch, I'm right here, ho. Fuck that big, long body ass nigga. You make what he makes times 10 and you're fucking sleep with your eyes closed off of social media for 6 months. Kane, you cannot make another video for the next 6 months. Bitch, you will still be that girl. Do you understand me? Fuck that nigga. And that's what I gotta say about that. But besides that, you guys, I do want to end this podcast episode off on a really good note. Not on nothing too negative, too bad. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to end this podcast episode off on one of my favorite lyrics that I really heard a lot of my childhood growing up. So a lot of times my mom played an artist called Marja Ambrosius. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. Marja Ambrosius. I'm not really sure how to pronounce her last name. But in one of her songs, she has this lyric that says, I had to lose myself so I can love me better. Had to lose myself so I can love. So she basically said, I had to lose myself so I can love me better. And I think it really takes you being completely broke down from everything you thought you knew, everything you thought you wanted, everything you thought you desired. It takes you to lose yourself. Everything that you thought was right, everything that you thought was going to work out, it takes you to lose all of that. Take all of that away from you to really learn who the fuck you are, what the fuck you want, what the fuck you like, what the fuck you don't like. And I want you to think about what is something that you need to lose about yourself right now in order for you to love yourself better. And I want y'all to make sure y'all drop it down in the comment section. Don't be being all shy. I need everybody, all couple thousand of y'all that's gonna watch this or listen to this, I need y'all to drop in the comment section what is something that you can do or will do to find yourself, your true self. Not what you want to be for social media, not what you thought you were going to be, not what you want to be, what you truly are. And that's all I got for y'all today, honey. I have ran my mouth enough. I love you guys so, so much. If you guys watch this video or listen to this podcast fully throughout, I appreciate you guys. I want you to know I love y'all. I will see you guys in the next podcast episode. Again, make sure y'all follow WTWK Podcast on Instagram and on TikTok. Comment on this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast on Apple Music, whatever the case may be, honey. You need to do all of that. Because What's Tea with Kennedy, I have a lot of good, bigger things in store, honey. I know y'all probably get tired of seeing my little pretty ass face and hearing my little pretty, little dainty, little cute, little girly voice. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really, for real, y'all, I'm really coming. I have a lot good, more guests coming onto the show, honey. So that should be a very interesting thing. And I just really want you guys to, I want this to truly, and I said this from the beginning, this is my visual diary. I want this to be my visual diary. I want this to be you guys' visual or word diary. And I just want us to create this as a really cool, safe space for us to speak our opinions, for us to give our wow thoughts. And that's pretty much it. So I love you, Dior babes, and you What's Tea with Kennedy babes. I love you guys so much. I'll see y'all in the next podcast episode. If you guys do not already, make sure y'all subscribe to me on YouTube at Kennedy Dior and also What's Tea with Kennedy. I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all on the next episode of What's Tea with Kennedy. Bye.